Hi, everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome to Fireballs and F Bombs. There's Missy and Uncle. Hi. How y'all doing, babies? Did everybody have a good week? There's been a lot going on here all week. I did work a lot. Hello, my spirit stalker. How are you? My allergies are still whipping my ass, y'all, so y'all just bear with me. I took a half an allergy pill, and I'll take the other half when I'm almost done. So anyway, I hope everybody had a good week. I did work a lot. Thursday, Friday, I'll be at the PD. I'm working I'll be doing traffic control for the homecoming parade. And then the next Friday, I'll be at the PD again for trunk or treat. So I will be there both Fridays, this coming week and the next Friday. And I'm just waiting for the cooler weather. It is going to go down into the higher 40s this week. I'm excited. UV. What's a UV? A UV. SUV? Oh, I know, Missy. I know. I did see that. That was a horrible thing. What is a UV? I'm sorry. Is that a something vehicle? Like I don't know what that is. SUV. Okay. All right. I was hoping that's what it was because I did say SUV, so I just wasn't sure if it was. All right. I'm just making sure because I did not know what the fuck a UV was. All right. That's good. I'm glad it's fixed. Got it. So tonight we are talking about New Hampshire. Now, New Hampshire, you never hear about. There's several states you don't really hear about too often. You know what I mean? And New Hampshire is one of them, and Rhode Island's another one. Like you don't hear a lot of there's popular states like California and Las Vegas and Washington and Florida and New York. You know what I mean? And Texas, you hear about Texas a lot. You don't hear about New Hampshire hardly at all. There's several states that are like unpopular. So this is more of a smaller state. And I have I have several. And I would go to every single one of these places, and I think you guys would go with me too. Anyway, y'all ready to get started? Okay, so the first one I have is in Henniker, New Hampshire, and it's called the Ocean-Born Mary House. Now, one of New Hampshire's famous hauntings. Now, in 1720, notorious pirate Captain Don Pedro captured the ship Wolf off the shore of Massachusetts. When he spied a red-haired baby that had just been born that day on board, he promised to spare everyone's lives if the child could be named after his mother. And so the baby was named Mary Wallace. So they call her Ocean-Born Mary Wallace. Go back to chiropractor for follow-up and get a treatment plan for neck and shoulder. I used to love the chiropractor. Oh, it felt so good to go to the chiropractor. I'm not allowed to go to the chiropractor anymore because of my fusion. But man, I loved the chiropractor. So enjoy every second of the chiropractor while you can. Now, Mary grew up, married and had children, though she was widowed at a young age. Now, eventually, Captain Pedro tracked Mary down and they ended up marrying, and they lived together in this mansion overlooking the town of Henniker for a number of years. Now, one day, Mary found the body of her murdered husband on the grounds of the house. Many suspected he was killed over some pirate's treasure. Mary buried him under the hearthstone in the kitchen. So his body is under the house, under the kitchen part of the house, apparently with some of this pirate's treasure. Um, Now, Mary died at the age of 94 in 1814. And since then, the ghost of a tall, red haired woman with glowing green eyes has appeared in the upstairs windows and on the main staircase. Many occupants of the house have reported feeling Mary's presence, and some believe that she protects the house from harm. Mary's two-story wood frame house is still a private residence. Mary Wallace is buried in the Center Cemetery behind the Henniker Town Hall. Now, the house belonged to Mary's son Robert from her first marriage. Now, during her marriage to Captain Pedro, it was known that he buried several different pirate treasures around the premises, and some scattered in the house, like in the walls of the house. Mary is the only one, other than Captain Pedro, that knew of them and where they were buried. And she died keeping his secrets. Now, today, it is still a residence, and the current owners claim the spirits there are super friendly. Now, two lost strangers claimed when they stopped there and they saw someone in the window, they wanted to ask for directions. Now, one man claims a tall red-haired woman answered the door but would not speak. And the other claims that a woman told him to go away through the window next to the door, and she refused to open the door. Now, it's said that Mary is dressed in green and is very polite. Now, Captain Pedro is said to sometimes be seen in the yard, and he walks with a limp in dated clothing, and he wears a pirate's hat. It doesn't say what he's doing. I couldn't find any more. I couldn't find anyone that had experiences there other than those two lost strangers that had stopped for directions or whatever and did that. But basically, people think that since she's buried elsewhere but still seen on the premises, is because she feels that she is protecting the home and protecting her husband and the treasure. So that's all I have for that one. I'd go there though. I told you every single one of them that I found in New Hampshire, I would absolutely go to. And I think you guys would go too. They all sound very interesting. Now, the second one that I have is called the Three Chimneys Inn, and this is in Durham. Now, this was built in 1649 by Valentine Hill, who also built a sawmill and grist mill in the area. It's his daughter Hannah who is said to still haunt the inn. Y'all bear with me, my allergies are still whipping my ass. Records show that she was married at age 20, and though there is no further mention of her life or death, it's believed that she drowned in the nearby Oyster River. And you know me, I'm going to do my research. So This is considered the oldest building in the city. It was built as a residence and has been expanded over the years and turned into what is now this inn. Now, in the 1800s, the Frost family bought the property from the original owners, the Woodman family. Now, the innkeeper, Karen Meyer, has worked there for 12 years. Now, she says things often happen to her often, and the spirits are super friendly, and she talks to them every day. She claims they take the silverware and they move it to the other side of the room. She said that she's had to remake a table 3 different times before they would stop it. She says that the doors lock themselves, so all of them have to carry master keys for the doorknobs because they never know when she's going to lock the doors, and then they have to let themselves back into a room. Excuse me. She says that Hannah has whispered in her ear so close she thought she was right next to her when she was actually in there by herself. Now, guests claim that their furniture will move by itself, and even their belongings that they know they put one place has been moved to another place. Now, there aren't any particular spots in the house or the inn that she's spotted in. She goes all over. She goes outside, she goes inside, she's upstairs, she's downstairs, she's on the stairway, everywhere. You will see her all over the house. Some ghosts, they like certain areas and they'll just stay in certain areas for some reason. But this Hannah goes all over the house. I don't know if this Hannah lived here for a period of time. It just says it's his daughter. He built the home in 1649, Valentine Hill, who also built some other things in the area. But it's his daughter that's said to haunt the inn. So now it says that she was married at 20. I don't know if they lived in the house or she grew up in the house, or I couldn't find any of that information. So this is just a guessing game, but apparently she loved that house enough to not want to go away from it, even in death. The next one is called the Notchland Inn and the Nancy Barton. Now, the Notchland Inn and Nancy Barton. Now, it's called the Notchland Inn. Now, a tombstone displayed in the parlor of the inn reads, 1778, Nancy Barton died in a snowstorm in pursuit of her her faithless lover. Nancy was engaged, but her faithless husband-to-be ran off with her dowry before the wedding could take place. I don't know what the fuck a dowry means. I'm not sure what that means. Rather than just accept her fate and his treachery, she soon set out on foot to find him, but was caught in a terrible snowstorm. Friends found her frozen body next to the brook that now bears her name. So, for centuries, hikers, campers, and visitors from all over have claimed they've heard a woman crying, and they couldn't find where they could hear the lady crying, and they would look for her and they couldn't find her. Or they hear a woman laughing and they go and try to find who's laughing and they can't find her. This is the most popular thing that people are coming and telling them, that I'm hearing laughing or crying, and they can't find where it's coming from. Nobody's there. They can't find them. She was buried there by the brook when her body was found. Now, in the little story that I had read, she was trying to go to where she thought her husband to be was at. But she had to cross a brook and it was snowing outside and she was so she did get across the brook, but she was soaking wet and it was a snowstorm and she basically froze to death. She was unable to make a fire and get warm and she froze to death there next to the brook. And that's where she was buried, is at her death location by the brook. And that's where they put her sign. Now her fiance, Jim Swindell, just kind of freaky, heard of this and felt so guilty. So he was admitted to a psychiatric hospital where he died a few months later from a psychiatric episode. So basically, he found out that she died trying to find him, and he felt so guilty he went fucking berserk. Now, this location is only a few miles from the inn. So she only made it a few miles before she froze to death. Now, people, guests, staff, hikers, and paranormal investigators claim to see her walking the hallways as if to still be a guest. She's very pretty, and she will smile at you. Now, people claim they can see a white mist and orbs at her death location, and they can hear the woman laughing or crying. So people that wasn't aware of the story has gone back and was like, I heard this lady laughing or crying. And then they would be told the story of what happened, and they would be like, oh shit, that's right where we're at, because we saw the marker there. So I'd go there too. I would absolutely go there too. I'm going too fast. See, I told you, I don't have much information on all of these. These are very short tonight. So I've only got 8. Like, I need to read slow. The next one I have is called the Tilton Inn, and this is in Tilton, New Hampshire. Now, this inn was featured on Ghost Hunters. The inn's resident ghost is named Laura, who is said to have perished at just 12 years old during a fire sometime in the 19th century. Multiple guests have reported seeing a young girl in the various rooms and hallways throughout the inn. Now, this was built in 1875, and it has been destroyed and rebuilt 3 different times. A dowry is a transfer of money or goods or property from a bride's family to the groom's family at time of marriage, served as, so he took that and left. Okay. Okay, so that must have been a large amount of money that was given to them as a gift, and he took it and ran. Okay. Got it. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so it has been destroyed and rebuilt 3 different times. Now, all 3 times that it was destroyed was by a fire. And then they rebuilt it. From what I read, they rebuilt it to the exact way as it was before it was destroyed. Now, Laura doesn't go away because apparently she died in the first fire, and her remains are now tied to the property. And they rebuilt it the way that it was explained to me is they rebuilt it the exact same way as it was before. So where their rooms are currently are where they used to be. So it's the same rooms. Now, yes, it says that her remains are tied to the land that now it's built on, because she died at 12 years old in this first fire, and of course her remains are there still underneath all of this rubble. Now, the Sanborn room is the room she is mostly seen in. Now, when she was alive, that was the room, that was her room that she lived in. She is often also seen in the restaurant area and the entrance. People claim she keeps to herself, but she will follow them just like she's watching and observing. She acts very shy, and when someone has spoken to her, she acts really quiet, like she's hiding behind things and peeping around the corner looking at them. She does like to rattle glasses, like drinking glasses in the restaurant, like in the kitchen part. She likes to rattle the glasses. And she likes to knock things off the shelves. Now, the TAPS ghost team has investigated here and confirmed seeing her, but claimed there are other friendly spirits there as well. They did not go in detail about who the spirits were or why they were there or anything like that, from what I could find. People claim that when she appears, the room feels like it's colder, like they feel the cold spots, so they know that she's actually near them. Guests are warned of her, and nobody seems to be afraid of her, and they speak to her when they see her. So I would absolutely go there, and I would walk up and say hi and don't be afraid, and see if she would come out. Now, the next one I have is the Omni Mount Washington Resort. Now, this was built in 1902 by Joseph Stickney. The hotel has garnered a name for itself as having one special guest who has never checked out. As the legend goes, Stickney's wife, Carolyn Foster Stickney, affectionately nicknamed the Princess or Princess Carolyn by the hotel staff, was left widowed after his death, eventually remarrying to French royal Prince Jean-Baptiste Marie de Faucigny Lucien. Since her death in 1936, guests and staff have reported of the beloved princess wandering the halls of the third floor and descending the stairs for meals. Now, it was designated a National Historical Landmark in 1986. Now, she is mostly, the staff calls her Princess Carolyn. Now, she is mostly the strongest in room 314, and that is the room that she lived in with her husband when she was still alive. She's been seen sitting at the end of the bed, brushing her hair. She will flick the lights on and off, and she turns the music on and off. She moves objects around in and out of her room. Her floral perfume is still smelt around the entire resort. And she will fill a bathtub with water and then drain it, almost like she's taking a bath. In room 314. That's the only room that happens in. She appears in people's videos and pictures that were taken that nobody was there. And then when they get their pictures back or whatever, she's in the picture. Now, she is seen just wandering. She's in no rush. She takes her time walking the grounds. She is seen in human form and also mists that seem to float around towards the ceiling, almost like she's just like, hi, I'm looking over you, protecting you. It's said that there are other spirits here as well, but she is the main one that makes herself seen and the main one that people have claimed they've seen. I would absolutely go there and look for her. I would go to any one of these. Am I right? Wouldn't y'all go? Spirit Stalker? Uncle? Missy? I know you guys would go. These seem like very friendly ghosts. I would absolutely love to go. Yeah. I think all of them would be. Now, the next one I have is called the Island Path Road, and this is in Hampton Beach. Now, this lady was accused of witchcraft in 1656 and again in 1671, and her name is Eunice Goody Cole, who lived at the end of Island Path. She eventually died of natural causes in 1680, after enduring years of hatred and persecution. Now, according to legend, she was buried by vengeful townspeople with a stake through her heart. Another legend says that kinder neighbors eventually properly buried her near today's Meeting House Green. Today, the area all along Island Path is said to be haunted. There have been reports of moving objects, lights, and a figure that appears in the fog. Now, she was charged with cursing a group of sailors who later died at sea the exact way she spoke of them dying. So that's why they accused her of cursing them, because apparently they died the exact way she predicted they were going to. Now, she paid a fine and was let go. Now, people did not like this. People were not happy with it, that she got away with it. They thought that she was a witch and they put a curse on them. And they were not happy that all she did was pay a fine and was let go. Now, people were scared to death of her. But others they hated her and they really treated her bad. And after she died, they did drive a stake through her heart, thinking that would keep her from coming back as a witch, because witchcraft was not highly liked back then. So I'm telling you, this is the third time now that I've had a drink and it leaks out of that one side. It has a hole in it. This might be my last year for Skelly. I might have to get a new one because this leaks every single time. This is the third time. Anyway, now they drove a stake through her heart because, that's what you're supposed to do to like a vampire. So they thought if they stick a stake in her heart, she would not be able to come back as a witch. Now, but she did come back. Now, people today still say they see a woman walking down the roadway. Some have stopped and asked her, "Would you like a ride?" And they basically, she just disappears in midair. Um, People say she harbors resentment on how she was treated, and who can blame her, right? Like, I'd want to, like, listen, when I die, I've got a fucking list of people that that you know that I'm gonna haunt. Anyway, some have claimed that a woman ran out in front of their vehicle, and they basically curved um, to miss her, and they swerved into a tree or the ditch, causing them to crash. Um, some claim that when they drive by that area, um, their cars will just shut off. They'll be driving fine and their cars shut off. They have to sit there and they wait a while, and then the car eventually will start. Their horns will actually start blowing by itself while they're driving through that area. Just their horns will start blowing by itself. um, so that's really, but I think she's just messing with people to get back and how she was treated in her life. And do y'all blame her? Do y'all? I mean, what do you think? I want y'all's opinion on that. I would damn sure mess with people's cars. I don't think I'd want to cause them to crash. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember what it's like to be on the other side. So I don't know. But I mean, I might have resentment if people treated me bad like that. Um, I think I might show up and put a little startle into some people. I don't think I'd want to kill anybody, but yeah, I would definitely do the like disappear in midair and freak people out or make their horns blow. Or see, I'm the type that'll I would want to like come in on the radio and say stuff like the radio's playing or something, and then it stops, and then all they hear is my voice saying stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I would so mess with people like that. I think that would be kind of fun. And it would kind of get people back for in case they were bullied. It's so funny because, and you guys have heard me talk about it, like when I was growing up, I was such a nerd. I looked like a little boy. I could go, yes, yes, I would absolutely like to make somebody crap their pants. Like, I was a nerd, and I would go to restaurants, and everybody's like, "What would you like, little boy?" And I'd be like, "I'm a girl." I looked like a little boy. I had a bowl haircut. I was like I was shaped like a zipper. You know what I mean? Like, I was straight up and down until I stuck my tongue out. You know what I mean? Like, I look like a fucking zipper. And I I got picked on a little bit. And it's so funny because y'all have heard me talk about it years ago, probably 30, 25 something years ago. I went on Jerry Springer, and it was from Geek to I'm sorry, that was Jenny Jones. I went on two different shows, but the Jenny Jones show was from Geek to Chic, and I was trying to bring on some people like, from my childhood. I was trying to get them to come on the show, and we would talk about why they picked on me as a kid, but they refused to come on the show. And it's so funny because they now follow me on Facebook, and they think I'm wonderful, and I'm so proud of you, but you picked on me like fucking crazy when I was a kid. But now we all grown up, and you're as fat as my fucking car with no teeth in your head and 6 different kids from 6 different men. But I'm the one that, anyway, Y'all know what I'm saying. That's karma. I would definitely make their cars conk out, and I would like to be just a little bit of an inconvenience as a ghost. You know what I mean? I think that would be just to get my little back. I think that would be fun. Now, the next one I have is called the Toll Hills Ghostly Horse. Now, perhaps New Hampshire's only equine haunting. It's said that the ghost of a horse who sought shelter in an abandoned building during a blizzard became trapped and is still trying to escape even in death. Now, Epsom, this is in Epsom, New Hampshire. Now, Epsom is famously known for the Epsom's Down race course, which hosts an Epsom Derby, like horse races. It's said that a blizzard came through there, and this horse got out from its home, from its original place. He got out of his fence and was looking for shelter, but it found this abandoned building and entered to get out of the snow. And why would it do that? It was fully charged. Thank you. Now, he stayed in there for a little bit. I mean, he was still cold, but the snow just wasn't falling down on him. Well, the snow on the roof, I guess the roof caved in on top of him, and all this snow came piling in on top, and it trapped him in there, and he froze to death in there. He couldn't get out. He couldn't escape. The roof had caved in. It was freezing, and he froze to death. Now, people claim they can see a horse roaming around the area. He only had one eye. I don't know if he had one eye before. I don't know if he got injured trying to escape. We don't know. But apparently they can see this horse still in the area with one eye. He just roams around that area like he's grazing on the grass. Some hear the horse neigh if they're trying to call out, as if he's trying to call out for his owner or other horses. It's almost like he's lost and he's still looking for his home or family. Now, they're unaware of where he originally came from or got out from, but he stays right around that area all the time. People see him when they're driving. People can see him grazing out in a field from their home. He doesn't leave the area. So, and I don't know, like I couldn't find any other information, like how long after the blizzard did they find him? Like how long was he trapped there? I have no idea. I couldn't find any other information regarding him at all. So that's all I know. But I would go there and try to find him. And I've learned from Cash and Wilbur that animals can come through on a voice box. So I'd be trying to find like who are you? Like, are you the horsey? Where did you come from? Like I would want to try to find out where he came from and where's his home? How far was he from home? I don't know. Now, the last one I have information for is called the Ghost Jogger on River Road. And this is in Manchester, New Hampshire. Now, it's said that on Halloween night at 1:45 a.m., this ghost of a jogger can be seen along the road. Now, he wears a red sweatshirt and red running shoes with blue shorts. Apparently, in an unknown year, a man was jogging at night after he got off work, and he was hit by a car that didn't see him. His body was thrown off of the road and wasn't found for a while. Don't know how long. Now, people claim he comes out every Halloween night between 1:45 a.m. and 2:20 a.m. just jogging, and then disappears into thin air. Now, people have claimed to see him. Some people claim they've seen his footprints after they saw him run by. They got out and they looked and they saw his footprints. Some claim he just jogs at a constant pace, like a regular guy is jogging, and then poof, he's gone. Now, people say they just go there with hot chocolate and sit in their cars and wait to see him running. They claim he looks normal until he runs right through you. Now, one couple claimed they went there, they were in their car, and another couple was in a different car. They were side by side. Now, she said that the jogger came jogging, but ran right through their vehicle. Like he came ran, and they could feel the cold, and they ran right through and started running behind from the vehicle. Like it wasn't even there. He ran right through their vehicle like it wasn't even there. But the couple next to them in the other car didn't see a thing. They didn't see it. They didn't hear it. They claimed they didn't see him at all. Now, I find that very interesting. I would love to go and get the hot chocolate with fucking high whipped cream and marshmallows. And I would sit there and wait to find this fucking jogger, let me tell you. And I would want to take pictures. I would want to try to get the videos set up. I would look for the footprints. I want to see it. That's absolutely what I would do. Y'all know me well enough. I'd be out there in the fucking cold trying to set up a camera and shit. Yeah. So that's all I could find with information. Now, there's a couple more on here, and there's cemeteries. Y'all know I don't do cemeteries very much because every cemetery has spirits and they're haunted. Now, this one is called the Woodland Cemetery in Keene, New Hampshire. Now, it said that the Summer Night Chapel is the center of the haunting. It's here that people have reported the spirit of a little girl who will peer out from behind the trees and buildings, giggle, and will even follow you around. Now, legend says if you curse in front of the chapel, a ghost will wash your mouth out with soap, or at least you'll have a faint taste of soap in your mouth. Now, I got my mouth washed out with soap, let me tell you, when I was a little kid. And I know they don't do that shit these days, because you just know that these parents these days do not. I got my ass whipped and I got my mouth washed out with soap, and it was nasty, nasty. Now, that's crazy. I mean, I'd still go there and I'd curse on purpose, just to see if I tasted soup. Did that? Oh my God. So yeah, that's one of the cemeteries I have here. The other one is called Blood Cemetery, and this is in Hollis, New Hampshire. Pine Hill Cemetery in Hollis is nicknamed for the ghost who supposedly haunts it, Abel Blood. He was buried there in 1867 next to his wife, Betsy. So Abel and Betsy Blood. There is a hand carved into the headstone that points upwards. And some say the hand will suddenly change to point downwards. It says read more about it here. So I'm going to click here. and see where it takes me. All right, let's see. They call it Blood Cemetery not because of any bloody incident on the grounds, but because of Abel Blood, who has been buried here since 1867. Now, over the years, probably because of the pointing finger, he becomes the Hollis Graveyard's ghost. Pop-ups. People who have wandered here for thrills or for paranormal research swear that the finger carved on Blood's headstone points heavenward during the daylight hours and then turns towards the ground at night. Fiona Broom, a New Hampshire paranormal researcher, author, and what she calls a blip analyst, a blip analyst, says a man she trusts witnessed the two finger positions in two visits to Blood, aka Pine Hill Cemetery. As she left, she stepped down the road at a traffic light and once again tried the camera. Broom herself one time found she could not take a picture at the cemetery. I pushed the button and nothing happened. No flash, just the film advancing. She tried it a dozen more times and still nothing. There has to be some sort of electromagnetic field around that cemetery. If Blood Cemetery doesn't provide a sufficient jolt of heebie-jeebies, a short distance away is Nashua's Gilson Road Cemetery. That's the one that scares the bejesus out of people. Broom says, hands down, there are no more reports of activity than at any other New Hampshire cemetery, and these come from people I respect. They're not the type to jump at shadows. The reports include a green glowy effect above Joseph Gilson's grave, a high number of orbs, cold spots, and physical phenomena. You feel like you're walking through molasses here. You almost can't move your legs. There are other cemeteries in the state that's haunted. You can also go to this next link and find out. But this one is the most haunted. Okay. Come on. Do, 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 do. And I think there's one more cemetery, but it's very short. It's a very short one. Come on. Okay, let me get down here. Vale Cemetery in Wilton, and this is known for the Blue Lady. Mary is said to haunt the cemetery. Blue lights rise from her grave and then slowly sink back down. That's all it says. It has no information on who Mary is. Let me just hold on a second. Vale. Since it's my last one, I'm going to look. The Blue Lady. Let's look. Go out up here. Come on, let me get over here to Google. Google. Goot. Come on. Well, why are you going? Oh, come on. Let me go this way. All right. Vale. Vale Cemetery. The Lady in Blue. Go. Now it says Likely a reference to the ghost of Mary Ritter Spalding, a woman who died in 1808 and is associated with the cemetery in Wilton. Legend says she appears as a blue light or an orb, especially on foggy nights, and has also been called the White Lady in some local tales. The story has been featured in various paranormal investigations and podcasts, including New England's Legends. This shows a video. Now, let's see. See what this. Oh, this taking me to fucking Facebook. Shit, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. Let's see, where is it? No, I don't want to. Let's see. See, I think it's going to be something that talks about her, but it's coming up these other. It's not. Says some reports refer to her as the White Lady, while others call her the Blue Lady, possibly due to the blue light some witnesses have reported seeing. She has been seen on the cemetery grounds near Route 18 and in other areas of Wilton. Theories are while her identity is a mystery, some legends connect her to a woman named Elizabeth or a healer named Spalding. The legend has been the subject of investigation by paranormal groups and podcasts like the New England Legends. Visitors should be aware that the cemetery is sometimes closed at night and police patrol the area. It is best to visit during the daytime hours. I'd want to go at night though. Says the Blue Lady is the ghost of Mary Ritter Spalding. She died at age 35 and was buried here in 1808. See, I clicked on that before, damn it, and it didn't take me to the right place. Shit. Let's see. A lot of people put a lot of clickbait up, so they put something that sounds good up, so you'll click on it. This says that a ghost glows, her stares chill you to the bone, that she's a former nun who continues her holy duties and praying here at this cemetery. Let me see. If I go to images, let's see if anyone has any photos of her. I'm just curious if anyone has caught her in a photo or something. Apparently, this is her gravesite. That is her tombstone. I'm trying to get that up there so y'all can see it. Oh shit! I just turned it off. Dadgum. Y'all saw the picture? Did y'all see the picture? Okay. I'm just curious if, when people take photos, if they have any photos of orbs or anything like that. And I don't see anything like that here. I see fake stuff that people's added, like it looks like a fake blue body standing there. But no, I don't see any orbs or anything that people have caught. There's nothing. Anyway, that's all I have. That's all I have for New Hampshire. Oops. Let's see. Yeah, this is same thing Missy sent me. And I went through all of these: Tilton, Omni, Stark Road Graveyard. Did I go to Stark Road Graveyard? This was in Conway. It's reportedly a pair of big eyes, a big red eyes will follow you if you visit the Stark Road Graveyard. That's all it says. Here's the blue lady, the Island Path Road. Anyway, that's all I've got. That's all I got, y'all. It's I didn't have any more. Now, the next state that we move on to is New Jersey. So, next, let's see, I work all weekend, so I will be on next Wednesday. I am off next Wednesday. So I'll have it next Wednesday. So definitely New Jersey is the next state. Whew, I don't know if my friend Blue can come on, since he's from New Jersey. He came on before and we were talking about the cryptids and stuff. And he was telling us about the cryptids there in New Jersey. So we will see if maybe he can come on again and we can talk about the most haunted places there other than the cryptids. I just got it, Missy. Thank you. You're the shit. That's the New Jersey. Okay, let me get back. So yeah, that's everything I have. Now I am off. I was off today. I got a lot of chores done outside. I got the hay put out. Tomorrow I'm off, and Friday I'm off, except I will be at the PD for the homecoming parade and doing traffic control for that. So maybe I'll either go live or take some pictures there. Excuse me. So we'll see where I'm at in the traffic control and all that to know what I can do or not. But I thank you guys for joining me tonight. I will be live a little while on Clapper. I'm so tired and I'm ready for bed already. So I am probably not going to stay on very long. But thank you guys so much for coming in. I love you guys, and I will see you here next Wednesday for New Jersey.